Today I will be sharing with you two high dividend yield stocks. Both of these stocks have over 7% dividend yield and have had decent growth since the beginning of the year. So if you're looking for some passive income, these are a great addition to your portfolio. EPD here sharing stocks to help you on your investing journey. The first company on our list has a market cap of $7.68 billion and is in the healthcare sector. This company is Medical Property Trust, ticker symbol MWP. Now, Medical Property Trust is a healthcare facility REIT, and they operate to own and lease different healthcare facilities. They have over 431 facilities throughout 9 countries. Now, their main purpose is for these real estate hospitals to help fund their facility improvement, their technology upgrades, and also invest in other operation improvements. Now, over the last year for Medical Property Trust, they have fallen over 36%, and since the beginning of the year, they have grown 12.80%, bringing to a current share price of $12.96. Now, they are on the lower end of their 52-week range with a low of $9.90. They're currently trading at a price to funds for operation of 7.17, and they have very nice dividend yield of 8.95%, which will give you an annual payout of $1.16. Over here on the income statement, looking at the revenue, you can see here that they have nicely been growing year over year as they've been acquiring new hospital facilities. Scroll down here to the net income, and just like their revenue, year over year, they have been increasing as well, which is great to see. Right down here for their earnings per share, once again, they have been having a nice increase here, and there's been a nice jump up over $1 since last year and this year. As far as outstanding shares, since this is a REIT, we're not so concerned with them issuing more shares because that means that they're acquiring more properties. So looking here, you have seen an increase year over year, which is good to see for a REIT. For the dividends, they have been growing their dividends steadily over the last couple of years, which is also good to see. Now, looking at the free cash flow, we want to see this as growing as well. And looking here, they have been growing their free cash flow every single year for the last couple of years, bringing it to a 5-year average of $614 million. As far as Wall Street analysts, they are looking at Medical Property Trust as a buy right now with a low of $10 and an average price of $15. That's about 18% upside from the current share price. And as far as my assumptions based on the historic values right here, for revenue, I have 2%, 4%, and 6%. For a profit margin, 55, 65, and 75. Free cash flow margin, 45, 48, and 51. For PE and free cash flow, I'll have 6, 8, and 10 with a 12% return. So scroll down here, based on these assumptions, right between the low and the mid. And personally, I think this is a great buy at this price right now. And I do have this in my portfolio, so I've been picking up some shares this month and plan to continue on with that. Over here on the weekly chart, you can see here that beginning of 2022, it has been falling through all of its moving averages with a 52-week low in October. And since then, it has been increasing towards its 25-day moving average. So beginning of this year, it has had nice growth since then. And looking right here, we are having a positive trend and nice positive momentum. On the daily chart right here, starting at the beginning of the year, it's been moving through its 25-day, 50-day, and 100-day moving average and just fluctuating above those moving averages and looking very nice right here with a lot of growth coming into its earnings, which is in a few days as of this recording. And we're coming up to a nice positive trend right here. Next company on our list has a market cap of $11 billion and is in the energy sector. This company is Magellan Midstream Partners, ticker symbol MMP, and they are a master limited partner that owns and operates assets to store, transport, and distribute petroleum products throughout central and eastern United States. They actually own the most extensive petroleum pipeline system within the US and have different facilities to hold over 100 barrels of petroleum products, which include gasoline, diesel fuel, and crude oil. Over the last year, Magellan has grown over 11%, and since the beginning of the year, it has grown over 6%, bringing them to a current share price of $53.31. So right now, they are trading above their midpoint of their 52-week range with a nice PE value of 11.43. They have a very nice dividend yield of 7.86%, which will give you annual payout of $4.19. Over on the income statement, looking at their revenue, you can see here that they have been nicely growing their revenue year over year. Right down here for their net income. And just like their revenue, they have been growing their net income year over year with a slight drop in 2020 and 2021, but they are coming back to the levels they had previous to 2020. Right in here for their earnings per share, they have been increasing their earnings per share, come back up to the levels they had prior to 2020, as you can see right here. And as far as their shares outstanding, they have been decreasing their shares outstanding over the last couple of years, which is great to see. As far as their dividends, they have been growing their dividends year over year. As far as their free cash flow, looking here, there was a drop in 2020, which is understandable. And they started to rebound here, and this last year they have had a slight drop this year compared to last year. It brings it to a current 5-year average of $740 million. For Magellan Midstream Partners, Wall Street analysts are considering them as a hold right now, with a low value of $51 and an average of $57. That'll give you about a 7% upside. As far as my assumptions of Magellan Midstream Partners compared to the historic values here, looking at the revenue, I have a growth of 2, 4, and 6%, profit margin of 32, 34, and 36%, free cash flow margin of 24, 26, and 28%, and for a PE, I have 6, 8, and 10, and for a free cash flow, I have 7, 9, and 11, with a 12% return. Right in here, you can see the current share price is right in line of my mid values here, according to these assumptions. So I do consider this as a buy right now, especially if you're looking for some passive income with a high dividend yield. Over here in the weekly chart, looking at Magellan, since the beginning of 2022, they have been fluctuating over their 25-day and 50-day moving average, which is this purple and yellow line. And since the beginning of the year, they have been moving through all of their moving averages, making new highs. As far as their trend right now, they are moving into a positive trend, just fluctuating in that direction. On the daily chart here, since the beginning of the year, they have stayed above all their moving averages. And since earnings, they are right on top of their 25-day moving average. So you can see right here, since earnings, they have had some negative momentum and pretty much had a negative trend moving into a dog stock right here. So there's a very good possibility they'll be staying around the $52, $53 range for a while now. Now, Magellan Midstream Partners is similar to Enterprise Product Partners. They're both in the energy sector and are limited partners. In addition to crude oil, Enterprise also has natural gas and natural gas liquids. So if you'd like to know more about Enterprise, definitely check out this video right over here where I go over it and other energy dividend stocks. I'll catch you over there. Have a blessed day.